Alright guys, Tactical here again. Pittsburgh Knights a few days ago announced their roster for the Pro League Qualifier, and we never really had the time to discuss through it and see what it could mean for this team and what their chances are of actual Pro League qualification, because there's some big names here, some big name changes with the other organisations around them. And yeah, Knights may have a very good chance to qualify, and with the pool play announcement yesterday, we can have a look exactly how they shape up against the other teams in their pool. So, I did make a Discord channel, I announced it yesterday, but if you guys haven't joined yet, it's been popping off. There's like, I don't know, 90 odd people in there already, which is fantastic stuff. There's been some great discussions as well, so I'll leave that down in the description box for every single video from now on, and you can join that if you would like. So, yeah, the Pittsburgh Knights, Parasite, Panda, GodRx, joined by Ricky and Saints. So like if you enjoy, subscribe if you are new as always. And what I like about Knights here is they actually made like a post on their official website announcing this change and having kind of words from players talking about what the roles are going to be and the situations like that. So we'll go through that in a second, which I think is very interesting and really cool for an organisation when they do things like that. And it's not on Facebook like what Evil Geniuses do. So, you know, more power to them, I would say. So the Las Vegas Open, this team placed top 16, but of course it was a different roster. We had Lacefield here and Theory. So as far as I understand it, Lacefield was given an offer to go over to G2 when they made their roster change. Lacefield is now on this team instead of Ricky and Facento came off the squad. So just to go through the changes again, if you're not fully up to date, Lacefield went on to G2. All joined also by Methods, who was replaced by Selly and went to FaZe Clan. Then Facento went over to Evil Geniuses for Saints. Ricky has now gone on to Pittsburgh Knights, and so has Saints come in as well. And Theory is, well, who really knows what's going on with him? He's not on a Pro League Qualifier team, as far as I'm aware. So I'm pretty sure he might be coaching someone, or I think that's probably the next step for him. But I haven't heard too much about that. So yeah, the current team is going to be GodRx, Panda, Parasite, joined by Ricky and Saints. But I think they're switching around the roles a little bit because, as we'll see when we go through this article, Ricky is now taken over the anchor role as it describes it. So anyway, Knights take aim for the Pro League, it says. And I wish they'd have done a better job of this roster announcement, because this is probably what I'm going to use on the thumbnail, and all the players are already washed out, so I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Anyway, that's a problem for another hour. Returning this year, we have Christopher, Parasite, Duarte. I don't know what this year. I guess he means like this calendar year. Anyway, so Parasite, Panda, and GodRx. They've been together for a fair while on that Ghost Gaming team. They had some pretty reasonable success. People thought they'd make the Pro League at stage 2, but it didn't end up happening. Joey Nubsy is their coach. I don't know if you guys have heard of this guy. But yeah, he's kind of a meme in the community, I guess, for just being terrible at the game, I swear. I mean, he's obviously decent, but like I see Arcetes and Pristini, they tweet out like him dropping 0 and 11s in Search and Destroy and stuff like that. So anyway, he's their coach for some reason. I guess some of the guys on this team know him. I guess he's more of an analyst than a coach, because what the hell does he know about Call of Duty compared to a guy like Parasite? Like, no disrespect to Joey Nubsy, but like, you know, Parasite's going to know what he's doing, especially with Ricky on the team as well. So my assessment is probably that he's more of an analyst on the team, looking through what opponents are doing, trying to prep for them rather than looking at their own game, because I think Parasite and Ricky, among others, will probably be more in tune to do those sort of things. But anyway, that's just my outside assessment. So Saints comes onto this roster now. As I've talked about before, this guy's a pretty legendary SMG player, and I like how it gives a nice little intro, or a nice little explanation at least, onto this player here. So he's a sub player, started playing Call of Duty on the original Xbox and has been at the pro level since 2011. He cut his teeth, which is an interesting turn of phrase, playing for major esports names including Envy and Luminosity. Most recently played for Echo Fox and Evil Geniuses. This is quite cool as well. I didn't know this. I don't know if you guys were aware of this. Having played soccer in high school, his alias comes from the English translation of his favourite soccer team, football team, Santos FC. See, I didn't know that. That's kind of cool. Anyway, so Ricky also comes onto the squad. Our new anchor. This is interesting because typically over the last year or so, we've considered Parasite to be this main AR player. When it was GodRx, Panda, and Lacefield on the team, Lace and GodRx tended to be the subs. Panda used an AR a little bit, and then Parasite was really the main AR. But here, Ricky is coming back into a main assault rifle role, which is very interesting because it's a role we haven't seen him in for a while. I think he's always been kind of a support SMG or something like that, and has maybe been struggling a little bit. When I first heard of him, I mean, yeah, I came into Call of Duty really Black Ops 3 time, and he was always known as this like CTF mastermind. He was always going off in CTF, but I've never seen him in like an anchor role. So we'll see how well that does for him. And yeah, we'll go through the post in a second here. So, you know, it talks a little bit about his career. After making the switch to CoD, he played for Cloud9 Complexity. Of course, he was on that Cloud9 team, Black Ops 3 champs that beat Optic. and complexity among other teams. He's most recently played for G2 and is looking forward to bringing his experience and expertise. I'm happy to be playing as a Pittsburgh Knight and I'm excited to work with these great guys. I love how they threw that little quote in there. It just means nothing, but you might as well put it there anyway. And the Knights are excited to have Saints and Ricky to shake up their roster. At our last event, Parasite played Anchor but fell out of his element. Now, since Ricky has taken the role, Parasite is able to act as a flex player. So Parasite said this, interesting little discussion point here. So I didn't enjoy playing the main AR on the team simply because I felt like I was more valuable as a player and a captain when I'm in the mix of a fight. Being main AR means you're watching over your teammates and simply hoping they execute. I'm more of a do-it-yourself kind of guy. I'm glad Ricky was able to take over the role because I know he has the patience to play it. That's one thing about Ricky, like, this guy has patience, but he's also very vocal. That'll allow him to play a supporting role, but still give the team valuable information. So it seems on the surface like I should really be liking this move. Ricky will do it all, whatever, or not necessarily do it all, but he'll do whatever it takes for the team to win. And Parasite has been fantastic at this game. We'll have a look through the stats in a second. So if Haggy thinks that him being a more aggressive Maddox player, something like that, is going to help the team for the better, and Ricky shooting from the back with an ICR, and if, Parasite thinks he's the most vocal one, he can command the troops in the middle of the fight, maybe that makes way more sense. And I kind of like it on the surface. So GodRx and Panda have retained their roles as sub and AR Slayer respectively. So yeah, GodRx is this like cracked out SMG. May not be too aware of these guys because they weren't in the league last year or anything, but watching them online, like, yeah, this guy's honestly really good. Panda as well, he didn't have the best Vegas, we'll have a look at that in a second, but he's kind of impressed me from time to time as well. So yeah, with each player taking his preferred role, the team is confident about their prospects and have high hopes of making it into the CWL Pro League. Panda, when asked for his goals for 2019, my New Year's resolution is to make, it's hardly a resolution to make the Pro League, is it? Build my brand and win a, okay, I think this should be win a chip. Like, I don't know what year the writer of this is living in, but the pros call it a chip, right? For a championship, that's like, okay, whatever. Smiling and Ziaz will see what happens. So, Nubsy, this is such a funny name, echoes the sentiment that he wants to bring a trophy home. Well, anyway, that's not on the agenda straight away. Get into the Pro League, lads. Let's have a look at the stats for CWL Las Vegas. So, of course, we have a look here. Haggy at a 1.23. This is the actual KD column. This is like effective KD, which I think takes into account your role to some extent. So, like, if you're an aggressive player, or if you're like an SMG or something, then you will maybe be shifted up the effective KD standings. So yeah, Lacefield's here at a 1.25 overall, Parasite with a 1.23. So Lacefield now off the team. He was a monster at Vegas, and they don't have him anymore because he got that offer from G2, I guess. So the question is, who's really going to live up to the standing? You've still got Haggy on the team, and you have got rid of Theory, which does mean that, the slaying wasn't very balanced at Vegas. Let's put it that way when we go through these stats. So, yeah. So they've lost Lacefield, but they still have Haggy dropping fantastic stats. So if we go on a little bit, page number 3, we find GodRx here bang on a 1, which is really all you expect from your aggressive SMG player. Okay, I know that you're not really meant to look directly at the stats, but let's go on to the next page. A guy like Panda probably should need to step it up. I don't know. He's on a 0.91 here at Vegas, and maybe you feel like without Lacefield on the team, and if this guy's going to be the Maddox, which it seems like he is, Ricky on the ICR, Parasite probably playing the slightly less aggressive Maddox, Panda playing the slightly more aggressive Maddox, and then you have 2 subs in the form of GodRx and Saints. You'd probably expect your Maddox players to be doing a little bit better than this. Maybe the roles are a little bit out of whack at Vegas, so Panda's performance maybe could be excused, but definitely you'd probably be looking to see a little bit more action out of him. And then we go to the last page. Oh baby, Theory down here at a 0.76. So you're not going to have that man on the team anymore. Saints didn't have the best stats either. If I can just find Saints real quick. Yeah, here he is at a 0.92. So it's hardly a Lacefield, but then again, you can't really tell the differences between what exactly the roles on the team were and how, Saints may have been baiting a lot for his team, whereas Lacefield was, Theory was maybe baiting for him. You don't exactly know what the situation is within the squad. Theoretically, Saints should be good enough to fit up to that Lacefield's bill, I guess. And yeah, I like the squad as long as Parasite continues performing well. One thing, I have a weird thing about this squad that I feel like they should be really good against the teams worse than them. I don't know if this is something that you feel as well, but let's have a look at their pool for the Pro League Qualifier. So if you guys aren't aware of the format, I went through all these pools yesterday, but the top 2 in each pool go straight through to the Pro League. The bottom 2 go home, and then the middle 3 get to battle it out with all the middle 3s from other pools. The top 4 out of the 12 teams go on to the Pro League. It starts on the 16th of January through to the 20th. It's a 5-day event. Whoever goes through will definitely have earned it. So Pittsburgh Knights are in Pool C alongside Spacely's team, 100 Thieves, Accelerate, Midnight Esports, Overtime Esports, and Mazer Gaming. So it's far from an easy pool. I know a lot of people were, myself included, thinking A is the pool of death in terms of, I think this pool's incredibly hard to see who gets out. But Pool C, there's definitely also an awful lot of talent here. Spacely's team and 100 Thieves, 100 T, you've got to assume they're going to make the Pro League. Spacely's team as well have done really well at Vegas. I haven't seen too much from them online recently, but they seem like a really solid squad. And Pittsburgh Knights are here in 3rd place. So if they manage to get top 2, they auto-qualify. Otherwise, they have to have a second chance. Accelerate is this team with Beezy and Co. And then Midnight Esports is like Brack Parzelion. Overtime is some French guys. And then Mazer Gaming is Supreme Agility's team. So what do you guys think their chances are of getting out this pool? For some reason, I have confidence in this team to beat all the teams below them. But I'm not sure they'll beat the teams above them. I think a team like 100 Thieves could potentially get upset by like an Accelerate. Or even Spacely's team might get upset by an Accelerate. But I think Pittsburgh Knights will handle the guys below them. And yeah, I'm just not sure about they have the firepower to necessarily beat the teams above them. They definitely have upset potential there with a lot of great talent on the squad now. And okay, you've lost Lacefields, but you've also managed to ship off Theory, which maybe should benefit the team, I guess, overall. And the roles seem to make a little bit more sense now. Having another event to practice should help the guys. And yeah, they came top 16 at Vegas. So along that line, top 16 team in the world, they should be good enough to make the Pro League. So if this team has improved at all from their Vegas performance, I'm expecting them to make it. And I think they will sneak in there somewhere. But they might have to go through that bracket because I'm not sure if they're going to get past 100 Thieves and Spacely squad. So like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new. Thank you guys so much for watching as always. And I'll see you next time.
Sniper's down! Move up! Throwing frag!
Charges dropped. You're all that remains. Finish the op. Lightning strike on standby.